Holy moly, everyone. What can I say except that this was a perfect episode. Now, I really loved episode 1 of The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. I thought it was absolutely amazing. It was one of the best first episodes of an anime that has ever came out, and it got me instantly hooked. Episode 2, like I said in my last video, was not really it. It was a little bit more serious than what I was expecting, and I was hoping for more comedy bits. And I would say episode 3 is a perfect blend of comedy and seriousness and feels. So the third episode starts off with what I presume to be Euphilia's old room, because she is moving everything to go live with Anis at her palace because, well, you know, all the things that happened in the first episode, and Algerd, you are a POS, and I hate you. I seriously hate you. I hope, literally nothing but the worst happens to you. So we're starting off with, kind of feels, it's like, dang, man, this is really a sad situation, that she's in, and trust me, it gets a lot more sadder, but she goes and has breakfast, and she's wondering where Princess Anis is, and, well, Princess Anis is doing Princess Anis things, and that is messing around with her broomstick, and then she comes crashing in to her palace. And let me just say, Euphilia probably had no idea what the heck is going on. She's like, yep, well, this is certainly a thing. And that's what I really love about Anis, is that she's just absolutely crazy and a free spirit, which I will be talking about a little bit more in a minute. So the next part that you see is Euphilia and Anis in her backyard. I'm thinking what it is. It's a yard for sure. And Anis gives Euphilia this little, magical sword that only has, a little bit of it, and she tells her to put her magic into it, flow it in, and it becomes kind of like a lightsaber. It's actually really cool. And honestly, I really love the whole gadgets that she's making as well. I think that's really cool because, not only do we have magic in this series, but we also have magic tools that Anis is making. Anis actually tells Euphilia to ride on the broom that she has, and, well, she remembers, what the heck happened, and she has, second thoughts on it, and Anis is like, nah, you'll be fine, go for it and stuff, I'll be right behind you, kind of like a dad teaching his son or daughter how to ride a bike, it's like, okay, don't worry, I'm right behind you, I got you, I'm not letting go, and then they let go, and then you're just supposed to be like, oh, okay, I'm riding my bike, but not in this, situation, not at all. She was actually doing really well with flying, and seemed like she really got it down. When she realizes that Anis is, not with her, and then she comes crashing down because she freaks out and, gets out of focus, and she originally has this very irritated, annoyed look on her face, and then Anis started apologizing, and Euphilia started laughing, and, it was a good, wholesome moment for just, a quick second, and then it, tone shift into kind of a more serious tone, and it was kind of sad because she apologized for laughing, which is kind of sad to me. No, actually, it is very sad to me, because it seems to me how she was raised is that she's supposed to be, Miss Perfect, like I said, elegant at all times. There is no, having fun and laughing, which is just really, really sad to me, and it starts dawning on you more that it's like, man, dude, she was in a, really crappy situation, and she assumed that's what her life is going to be, and, she accepted it. I don't think she really gladly accepted it, she was McLovin' it, but in her eyes and in her mind, that was what she was supposed to do. Anis was like, no, don't, apologize for laughing. And then she was summoned by the king to talk about the whole situation, about the engagement being called off, and, this is actually a very serious moment. Really starts making you think that, again, Algerd is a POS, and, you're just a very crappy person. And I will say again that I understand him to a certain extent of, not wanting to marry Euphilia because, he's not in love with her, which, okay, I get it. You want to, call off the engagement. But the way that he went about it, again, I will say, is a very crappy way to go about it. There has to have been a better way to do it instead of trying to ruin this girl's life. You know what I mean? Personally, you should have to marry somebody you don't love, but at the expense of ruining someone else's, literal life? It's like, dude, come on. You really gonna be that guy? I mean, obviously, that's what the story is about in a sense, but it's like, come on, dude. I mean, I get it, we're supposed to hate the dude, and you're right, I really do hate the guy. Like I said, not justifying what he did in the sense of like, oh, it's okay. And then after she's done talking to the king, she walks into this room where they are essentially getting rid of like everything that was like kind of made for her. Like there's this one painting of her that they're, getting rid of, and her actual wedding dress is getting cut up, it looks like. Made me want to cry a little bit. I didn't cry at all, but it was just like, dude, this is like just so sad. I mean, you can see like the sadness in her face and in her tone. And, I think this was honestly all for the better, because the way I see it is that, I think it's better to, be with Anis, and I really hope that, the Yuri is strong with this one. But, if you really think about it, would you really want to be married to somebody who, like, you're not in love with? And I mean for Euphilia's side, too, not just, Algerd, because, screw Algerd, but, like, are you really going to be happy, putting up a facade of being married to someone that you have literally no love for? I'm sure that would not be fun at all. And she was only getting really married to him to be the next princess. And I have to say again, the tone shifts are absolutely god tier in this anime. And the music, the background music, is perfect as well, because it will literally go into a really funny comedic moment and then slowly but perfectly transition into a more serious, eerie, oh my god, this is in the feels type of moment. It just does it so smoothly. It's actually insane. And it doesn't even feel like, oh my god, it's being slapped in your face or anything. The background music is absolutely lovely. I don't really personally pay attention to background music that much in anime, but I did notice it big time in this episode. And then we get to my favorite comedic part of this episode, where Anis just barges into, well, her own house, and Euphilia is just sitting there, and she is like wearing these kind of more rugged clothes and has this huge bag on her back, and oh my god, her face just had like crows and everything because she was dead tired. She's like, I think I only slept for like 2 hours, oh maybe an hour, or not at all. And she's just absolutely like kind of out of her mind for a minute. But the reason she was so tired is because she actually made Euphilia's own special magical item. And let me tell you, these face shots that they showed are absolutely hilarious. Oh my god, I love Anis so much. And, you really get like the whole idea of how like absolutely kind of crazy and, how much of a lunatic she kind of is. And yeah, it's just beautiful. It's just great, and I love it. And then, as excited as she was, she wants to go try it out and test it with Euphilia. And then her maid just comes up behind her and just like, excuse me, Anis, you need to go change your clothes immediately. And Anis is like, oh crap. And then Euphilia started using her sword, and let me just tell you, the animation was so clean and so well done. And it's really cool seeing like her use all type of elements, because she is, I believe, the best magical user in the kingdom. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they said in the first episode. Her obviously being able to use it, with just ease and precision is just really, really cool to see, honestly. And then the final part of the episode, we get to see Euphilia and Anis sitting down together under a tree. And right before Anis falls asleep on Euphilia's lap, she talks about how beautiful she thinks she is. And oh my god, the Yuri goodness, man. I love to see it. I love when they sprinkle in a little bit of that because it's so good. Then Euphilia talks about how she is jealous of Anis. Honestly, I can get that because they live totally two different lives. Because Anis, like I said, is carefree. She does whatever the heck she wants. She doesn't really try to show herself as royalty and, be all stoic and everything. But no, she lives for herself and just does whatever the heck she wants and what is fun to her. Euphilia, like I've said many times, also, doesn't live like that. And she wasn't even feeling like she was able to laugh around Anis. Like, she did, but then she, like, immediately felt bad. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. So I really love the whole parallel between Anis and Euphilia, and like I said in my last video about this, I really hope to see Euphilia start, coming out of her shell a little bit, and, being more carefree and like Anis. So yeah, this episode was absolutely perfect, like I said. just had to make a video right after watching it because the feels, man, the feels got to me. It truly is crazy to me how perfect this episode was. But perfect blend between comedy and feels. We're not a huge fan of episode 2 like I am. I'm telling you, please go watch episode 3. Do not drop this series, because if it's going to be like this from now on, this will probably be my favorite anime of the season. Although there's a lot of other great anime this season, so it definitely has a lot to contend with. That's pretty much my opinion on the third episode. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.